Hey, so this will be my third try making this because I can't seem to make any of my thoughts connect and make sense when they come out of my mouth. So anyway, let's jump right in. In the past couple of days, a couple of ladies have asked about home birth and water birth, and they're commenting on how there's just like a lack of vloggers out there that share their experience, like have a continuation, I guess. You can find videos of home birth and water birth all day long on YouTube, but there's generally no kind of lead up to and then continuation to after about the experience. So I'm going to make it a point to try to be more in depth about my experience and sorry about the computer, y'all. What's happening for me and why I made the decision to birth at home and also to have a water birth. So I'm going to try to hold my thoughts together and make some sense and answer a few questions. And, as always, questions and comments are welcome at the end. So, basically a few years ago, when a family and a husband and stuff began to be a real possibility for me, I got curious about what labor and childbirth looked like. So I did some searching on YouTube, because you can find anything on YouTube. And of course there were the crazy, scary hospital births, and then there were these really peaceful and calm and beautiful and just everything that was the complete opposite of what you kind of grow up seeing on TV and being told and that kind of thing, what birth is like. So that really caught my interest, because I was always the girl that when I was pregnant and I went into labor, when I walked in the hospital, I wanted my epidural right then. And I'm a complete 180 from that now. So that kind of sparked an interest. I did a lot of research. I swear it's something about vlogging. So I started doing lots of research, and I kind of formed my own opinions about things that happen, about the intervention rates and the C-section rates and just the experience in general. And I decided that in a hospital setting was not what I wanted for myself or for my baby. So after some kind of talking and coercing with my husband, I finally got his blessing, and we made the decision to home birth when we finally did get pregnant. And forgive if you can hear that, my neighbor's cutting his grass. They have horses and stuff, so he uses a tractor, so it's a little loud. So anyway, we chose home birth, and I'm really happy we did. I can't give any advice or experience sharing as far as the actual labor and delivery part of it, because we haven't gotten there yet. Hopefully, maybe I can answer some of your questions along the way. So yeah, I guess that's about it for that part. As far as choosing a midwife, I know Kelsey said she had gotten a really awesome recommendation for a midwife, which is holla. And Stephanie is still kind of on the fence about things and needs to be looking for a midwife and that kind of thing. So for me, in my particular area, I didn't have a choice, really. The closest ones to me are just over an hour away, and they're the only midwives in my area. So they were either going to be my midwives or I was going to have a hospital birth. So luckily, we met them, and we love them, and they have great records. They have glowing reviews. Yeah, all that kind of good stuff. One thing to consider is most C&M, you're going to need to look at your state, because I know in some states midwives are not allowed to attend home births, and then the type of midwives that attend home births. In Virginia, we have 3 different classifications of midwives. We have C&M, certified nurse midwives, which are the ones that generally practice in hospitals and are generally associated with OB practices. Not true all the time. There are, private C&Ms and that kind of stuff, and, good for them. Nothing wrong with that. And then there are licensed midwives and certified professional midwives, neither of which practice in hospitals. Those would be your home birth midwives. I know in Virginia, those 2 types of midwives are currently not allowed to carry any medication. They can't prescribe any medication. They don't really do any type of testing type of thing. I know I have things available to me, but they would have to refer me to someone else to get those things. I can't just show up for a prenatal and go, oh, I need some blood work today. They don't do those types of things. But those are available to me if I want them. So you need to consider that. If you're comfortable with not having those things available or not, you need to consider how far your hospital transfer time is. For me, on my paperwork that I filled out, they asked, what is the approximate EMS response time to your home, and then what is the transport time from your home to the nearest hospital. For me, I'm going to say that my EMS response time is probably going to be quite a bit shorter than most people, simply because we are part of the fire department, and we do have an ambulance out of our fire station here, which is just half a mile from my house, and I'm pretty sure that when things start to make a move on, that everyone will be on high alert. As my husband bugs. He's pretty high up in the chain there, and it is a volunteer department, so I'm sure there will be people that will be notified to be ready. And then from my house to my emergency only hospital is less than 5 minutes. Driving, if we just drove in our car, it takes us about 5 minutes to get there from my house. It's 2 streets over. And I'd say once an ambulance got here and we got on the ambulance and everything, it would probably be under 5 minutes from here to the hospital. So I have some pretty short transport times there, so that's something to consider. My hospital of preference for anything else, I changed my mind, water breaks, labor doesn't start, need help in some area that is not emergent, that hospital is going to be about 20 to 30 minutes from me, and we would probably go by car for that. And I pretty much would leave that up to the discretion of my midwives. So there's that part. Don't be afraid to ask hard questions. You need to know these things. What is your transfer rate? What types of things do you transfer for? At what point do you make those decisions? What kind of things during prenatal care do you refer out for? Ask all those questions. It's okay. And if you're not comfortable with the answer, then they're probably not the midwife for you. My midwives have a really, really good record. They've been in practice together for 2 years. They've attended 70 births together. At our initial meeting, when all the questions were asked, their hospital transfer rate was 5%. So 5% of like 70 births is like 3 or something like that. So really, really good. Yeah. So that's that. The other thing that's popping up in my mind right now is Stephanie was talking that her main hurdle was the fear of pain. And I think you have to come to a place where you decide that childbirth doesn't have to be scary and it doesn't have to be painful. And yeah. My biggest recommendation would be looking at hypnobirthing, which I am planning to use, and I am currently reading the hypnobirthing book. The two popular ones are Hypnobirthing, the Mongan method. This is written by a hypnotherapist here. And then the other popular one is Hypnobabies. I think both of them do classes. And then I know Hypnobabies has a home study course. And it's like, it takes like 5 weeks or something. So yeah, and I think in both of them, they both tell you up front, they do not guarantee 100% pain-free birth, but they do tell you that if you are committed to the program and committed to doing the practice and practicing the breathing and practicing the relaxation techniques, that you can have a calm birth and you can have a much more comfortable birth. So yeah, I would recommend those. Hypnobirthing, and the other is Hypnobabies. They both kind of have mixed reviews here and there. Some people say it didn't work for me at all. Some people say I didn't like this one. I think what I'm going to plan to do is do the Hypnobirthing and also see if I can find the Hypnobabies, maybe cheaper somewhere, and do that, and then try to combine the points of both that I feel most comfortable with and see how that goes. So yeah, so far I really like it. The book's really positive, really reaffirming, you know, why the hypnosis techniques and the relaxation works. It's the fear, tension, pain circle. And it's true for everything. We talked about it. I'm a vet tech. We talked about it in veterinary medicine. So fear of the pain creates tension, and then the tension in your body actually creates the pain. So if you can get past the fear, you don't have the tension, and therefore the pain is either not there or much lower than it would have been. So you have to get past that, which I think I have. I think I've accomplished that. I'm not afraid of the birth. I'm not afraid of labor. What I'm struggling with right now is my fear of having to go to the hospital and what would happen at the hospital. That's where I'm having a hard time right now. So anyway, I hope that answered some questions, and I'm up to 13 minutes now, so maybe I'll have to do like a continuation and talk about some more things as we progress along. So yeah, I hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions or suggestions for types of things you want to know. I'm not as good as Jen, Information Mommy, with all the research and statistics and stuff, but I will do my best, since I'm here and going through this process, to try to answer your questions as best I can. Alright guys, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for a belly vlog. I'll be 20 weeks, oh my god, halfway. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.